And for those joining the recording, I'll let you know that we're going to be using a resistance band this morning. And we will begin lying down. So let's make our way over to our mats and begin lying down. So, I had these great phrases that I was going to share with you, but I can't remember, so I'm coming back to look it up. But you guys lie down, take some time to feel your body as you lie back. And so we're going to practice self-care this morning. And one of the things I was going to share with you is this idea that self-care is actually the process in which we get to know ourselves. And if we show up for our class or for our practice or for whatever practice we're doing, and we check in with ourselves, that is a way to practice self-care. So, maybe we have other people in our lives who look out for us and try to take care of us, but that may not consistently always be the case. But we always have ourselves, and we always have the opportunity to take care of ourselves. So let's begin by offering ourselves this opportunity to connect with how we're feeling. Connect with the feeling of your physical body now as you're lying back. And let's just check in with how we're doing mentally and emotionally. So much going on these days. So much to take in and process every single day. And, we don't need to focus on what's going on in the world all the time, but the impact of what we're living through does have an effect on our physical, mental, emotional state. And so it's important to acknowledge how we're feeling and see if the craziness of the world is having an impact on us, not only mentally, but is that translating into our bodies and how we're feeling physically? Because that is the case for many, many, many of us these days. So as you're checking in and noticing how you're feeling, if you notice that you're holding stress or tension somewhere where you habitually do so, invite that area to soften, release, let go. Take a moment to feel the roof of your mouth, your soft palate, and invite the roof of your mouth to soften a bit more. Imagine that the roof of your mouth is broadening out towards the sides of your mouth, towards the back of your head, sort of broadening or flattening out, softening, expanding. And sometimes that can release a lot of tension in the head, neck, shoulders. And then begin to just tap into the feeling of your breathing. Let's start to deepen and expand the inhalation. And then allow the exhale, time and space to completely empty and release out of us. So we're really just expanding that breath, feeling it move forward, sides, back of the body, up into the chest, up to the collarbones, shoulder blades. And then that full deep breath, then emptying all the way out. This slow, full, deep breath helps us to slow down, to calm the mind, to center of the nervous system. So take one more really deep, expansive breath in and full emptying of breath out. And then begin to transition to a more natural breath rhythm, trying to maintain your focus on this more natural breath now. Cultivate mindful awareness, just focusing on one thing now, the breath. If your mind starts to think about something else, just bring your focus back to your breath. And let's try to keep our focus on our present moment experience now for this next hour that we have for practicing self-care. We're just going to try to focus on the here and now and let whatever else is going on in our lives kind of be set aside. So let's notice how it feels if we take our feet off the floor and hug our knees into chest. Feel like you're giving your knees a hug. You might sway a little bit or move in a way that feels nice for your body as we just get going here. And then just bring the knees center, release the feet down. Let's extend the legs out and reach the arms overhead and take a big long stretch, just like you're waking up in the morning. Big breath in as you reach long. And then as we exhale, we'll bring the arms back up and we'll bring our arms down and bring our feet onto the floor. All right, so we're going to lift our heads up now and clasp our hands under our head, letting the weight of the head rest into the hands, elbows wide. We'll take a breath in. And as we exhale, let's start to knit the ribs into the belly to curl up head, neck, and shoulders. And then we'll reach our arms forward, maybe to knit the ribs and come up a bit higher. And then we can bring our hands back and release the head down and breathe. And we'll exhale again and curl up and reach forward. And then we'll inhale, releasing back. One more time like that, knitting the ribs as we curl up and reaching up and forward. And then lowering back down. This time as we curl up, let's bring one knee off the floor. And then bring the opposite elbow across to that knee. And then we'll lower that foot down as the head goes back. We'll do the other leg, curl up, other knee comes up and opposite elbow to knee. And then lower that down. So changing legs each time, we're going to curl up and bring a knee up and come elbow to knee. And then we'll do the other side. So as we twist across, elbow to knee, think about rib to opposite thigh. So those bottom ribs twist across as the arm comes across. So this time as we curl up and twist across, take that leg that's up, extend the leg out as your head goes back. And then that same leg, bring the knee in and twist across. Extend that leg out as your head goes back. Again, bring the knee in as you twist across and extend the leg out. This time take that leg up in the air as you curl up and twist across, and then lower the leg as your head goes back. Bring the leg up, curl up and twist across. Lower the leg as you inhale back. Couple more like that, coming up and across, lowering as we inhale back. Last one like that, come up and across, and then place that foot back down. We'll do the other side. So we're going to curl up and bring the knee up and twist across, and then extend that leg out as you inhale back. Curl up, bring the knee in, twist across, extend the leg out and inhale back. Curl up and twist across. Extend the leg and inhale back. One more time like that. And then we're going to lift that leg up in the air as we curl up and twist across. We'll lower that leg as we inhale back. Curl up and twist across. Lower the leg and inhale back. A few more like that. Last one here. And then release that leg down. You could release your head to the floor. Let's bring our arms. Let's actually take our arms out wide. And then just bend your elbows. So you've just got your upper arms on the floor because we don't want to use our arms for this next pose. We're gonna bring our legs up in the air. We're gonna take a breath in. And with the exhale, we're just gonna reverse curl. We're gonna lift the hips and then we're gonna roll back out. So we're gonna exhale and lift the hips and then roll back out. So we're working the low belly here to curl the hips up. And we tend to push down with the arms when we do this. So we're just kind of trying to take the arms out of the equation here and just get those deep abdominal muscles to curl and lift and then roll out and curl and lift and then roll out. Couple more like that. You can exhale as you're lifting up, inhale as you roll out, lifting up and rolling out. One more time, lift up, maybe hold it up there, maybe lift it a little higher, and then let it release. Okay, bring your feet down. Let's roll to the side. We'll come around to all fours. And as you come to kneeling on all fours, if you want to cushion your knees, you can. Get your wrists right beneath your shoulders. You can move a little side to side. Just get nice and comfortable here. Let's take a moment and just lengthen the spine and arch the back a little bit and look forward and breathe. And then come back to your flat back and start to round your back, dropping your tail, dropping your head, pushing into your hands. You can move a little side to side as you do that if that would feel nice. Let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale and arch and extend. And we'll start to exhale and round. Maybe a little bit of sideways movement if that feels good. And then come back to the flat back. All right, we're going to take one arm, reach it out to the side. And just lifting one arm up, you may notice how the core kind of activates here. We're going to take that arm out to the side and start making little circles. So we're just going to circle that arm around. And then can you make that circle a little bigger? And can you make that circle even bigger? So you end up making kind of big circles, and lifting it up might be kind of challenging. And so we're just trying to really work into the shoulder joint here. Range of motion, a little bit of strength in the back of the shoulder to lift the arm up. Let's change direction on the circle. We can start big again with that opposite direction. And then you can make it kind of medium size. And then make it small. And then we'll put that hand back down. Do the other arm, reach it out to the side, start with small circles. Just kind of get the feeling of circling the arm, then make it a little bigger, kind of medium-sized circles. And then let's make it real big, big circles, circling all the way around. Nice big circles. And then we're going to change direction on that circle. Big circles going the other way. And then medium-sized circles. And then small circles. Great. And then put that hand down. All right, we're going to go to the first arm out to the side. And just holding that arm out to the side, can you take the opposite leg and extend it straight back? So it's one arm in the opposite leg. And then make some circles with the arm. Maybe start with medium-sized circles. And if you can, make bigger circles. And then circle the other way. And make a medium size. And then put the hand down and put the knee down. Take the other arm out to the side. Take the opposite leg back. You can press out through the heel to firm up that leg. And then make medium-sized circles with that arm. And see if you can make big circles. And then change direction. And then medium size. Great, waking up all kinds of muscles here. Good, let's release the hand, release the knee, and we'll sit back into child's pose, taking the weight off of the wrists here, letting the spine round, letting the head be supported. So another opportunity for self-care, checking in, noticing how we're feeling, maybe sending the breath to any part of the body that could use a little support. One more breath in and out. And then with our next inhale, we'll lift our heads up. Let's reach our arms out in front. We'll make our way to downward facing dog. Spending a little time here, releasing the neck, just moving the head around, shaking it yes and no, freeing up the base of the skull. Let's bend one knee and press a heel down, and bend that knee and press the other heel down, alternating here. Let's do some deep breathing as we're here. Deep breath coming in, and big breath emptying out. We're going to bend both knees and see if we can draw the hips way up and back, creating a little space between the shoulder blades. Take one last deep breath in and out. And then we'll walk our hands back towards our feet, lowering our heels down, ending up folded over here. Let's take a big breath into the upper back. We'll let that breath empty out. And then we'll draw the belly in and begin to roll ourselves up. Coming all the way up to stand as we root down. And then once you feel like you're ready to move, we're going to pick up our resistance band. And I want us to take the band, maybe hold the two ends, and then step on it in the middle. So you've got your feet hip distance apart, and you've got about the same amount of band in each hand. And then depending on how long your resistance band is, you might want to hold the ends of it, or you might, want a little more resistance. So it's the beauty of the resistance band is the ultimate ability to vary how much resistance we have. So, you might want to have the ends of the band, you might want to be holding it further down. But right now, the band is just kind of pulling the arms down. So it's kind of releasing the shoulders down, which can feel kind of nice. So let's plant our feet to stand tall. And you just have that little bit of energy of the hands pulling the shoulders down. Let's check in with our posture. Sometimes when we check in with our posture, what we do is we kind of push our chest forward and draw our shoulders back, which takes us out of a neutral spine into a little bit of extension. So kind of align your spine. You can imagine a string around your tailbone with a heavier weight at the bottom, kind of releasing your tailbone down to kind of neutralize your lower spine. And then if your head tends to be pitched forward, kind of tuck your chin in and back so that the back of the neck is long. Kind of getting ears over shoulders here. So we first just find good neutral alignment, good posture. And then with this little resistance holding the band, we're going to take the shoulders a little forward, roll them up, roll them back, and roll them down. We're going to roll the shoulders forward, roll them up, roll them back, release them down. A couple more forward and up and back and down. One more time, circling in this direction. And then let's change direction. So we're going to take the shoulders back, roll them up, roll them forward and down, back and up and forward and down. Just one more like that. And up and forward and down. All right, so again, neutralize the spine and straighten yourself up from the bottom up. I like to think about standing tall by pressing down rather than pulling up. And once you've got nice alignment, I want you to just start to drop one ear to shoulder. So your ear is going down towards your shoulder, so there's more space on the opposite side of the neck, and that hand on the opposite side is kind of being pulled down by the resistance band. And then you can ever so slightly start to turn your gaze up toward the ceiling and turn your head just a little bit up toward the ceiling. Yeah. And then you can bring your head back to look towards your device. So your head is just sideways. And then we're going to bring the head up to center. So gentle movements here. We're going to start to let the other ear drop over to the other shoulder. And the nice thing is sometimes that shoulder would hitch up, but we've got a little resistance holding that shoulder down. So you get a nice stretch in the side of the neck. And then we can just ever so slightly rotate the gaze and the head to kind of look up at the ceiling. Even as our head is over to the side, we'll take a breath here. And then let the head gently rotate back to look forward so the head is sideways again. And then we're just gonna bring the head up. Great. All right, let's step off of our resistance band. We're gonna grab it more in the middle. And you're gonna have a wider grip than your body. And you might wanna have a slightly wider stance now. And we're just gonna pull the strap apart. We're gonna reach it overhead. Yeah, let's breathe in as we do that. And then we're gonna exhale and we'll lower it down, releasing the tension. So we're gonna inhale and reach it overhead, pull it apart, and exhale and bring it down. Now we're gonna change the breath. We're gonna take a breath in, and then as we exhale, we're gonna reach overhead. And inhale and bring the arms down. Okay, we're gonna exhale and reach overhead, and this time go behind you. And then inhale and bring it overhead and down in front. And exhale, back and around, and inhale, forward and down. And exhale, back and around, and inhale, forward and down. And just one more time like that. Just full range of motion in your shoulders. Great. All right. We're going to set the strap aside for the moment, and we're going to make our way to the front of our mats. So standing at the front of our mats, rooting down to stand tall. Let's take the arms and reach them out. Inhale and reach them up. And then we'll exhale and swan dive forward. Head hanging, arms hanging. Let's bring our hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. We'll take a breath here. Exhale and lower to straight arm plank. Let's take another breath here. Exhale, a little bend in the elbows. Take another breath here. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Coming into prone mountain. Letting the chest sink, rotating the chin in so we're hovering the nose. Nice and long toes to crown. We'll inhale up to baby cobra, pulling the heart forward. We'll exhale back down. Let's do that again. Inhale to baby cobra, lift the hands, lift the elbows up, hug the elbows in, and then release the hands, release the chest. This time, hands staying down, we'll inhale up to baby cobra. We could stay here or come up a bit higher to cobra. And then we'll exhale back down. And then let's push up to knees and just take the hips back. And then rock forward and lower the chest down. A few more of those. Push up and take the hips back. Come forward and lower the chest down. Again, push up and back and forward and down and up and back and forward and down. Last time we're going to go up and back, and then let's curl the toes under and make our way up to downward facing dog. And we'll breathe in and out here. And then we're going to drop onto all fours again. All right, so you can stand on your knees, maybe shake your wrists out a little if they need a little break. And we're going to work with our resistance band again. So place the band across your mat with your hands just like we do on all fours, wrists beneath shoulders, but you've got the band under there. And then take the band in the hand that's closest to your device and lift that arm out to the side, and we're going to make little circles, just like we did before. And make the circles a little bigger. So you can have a lot of resistance here or less resistance by how tight you're holding the band. Maybe make the circles a little bit bigger. And then reverse direction. So it's just the same thing, but it's just a little harder with the resistance. Medium circles. And then little circles. Great. Okay, put that hand down. Take the leg that's closest to your device and step it back. And then the knee that's on the floor, turn that foot back. All right, so we're kind of on our side now. This hand, this knee, this foot can be kind of aligned. And then we're going to take the band, we're going to lift the elbow, and then we're going to press up. We're going to bend the elbow, and we're going to lower down. So we're going to pull up and press up, bend in and lower down. Pull up. As we lift up, we could lift the leg, bend in and lower down. Pull up, press up, bend in and lower down. A few more like this. The leg is optional. Last one like this. And this time, now that your band is on the floor, I want us to grab the band with two hands and start to bring ourselves up. So you bring the band overhead. So now we're going to lean over towards the long leg and come up. And then we're going to lean away from the long leg. Working the side waist here. Inhale up and exhale over. 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 One more time. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale up and exhale over. Great. Let's inhale up, and then we can just bring our arms down. I want you to bring this knee in, and we're going to turn the other way so that we're facing the other line of our mat. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the band across the mat under our hands. We're going to get nice and square here, wrists beneath shoulders. And then we're going to pick that band up with the hand that's closest to our device. Hold the arm out to the side and figure out how much resistance you can use. And then make little circles. And then make those circles a little bigger. So really working the upper back, the back of the shoulder. Make those circles even bigger. And then change direction on that circle. And then make that circle a little smaller. And then a little smaller. Whew. And then put it down. All right. So take the leg that's closest to your device, step it back, and then turn the knee that's on the ground, turn that foot back, and then turn so your body's facing your device. Take that front arm, pull the elbow up, and then press up. And then bend the elbow and lower down. Pull the elbow up, press the arm up, bend the elbow. As we do these, if we like, we could lift the leg as the arm goes up and lower the leg as the arm goes down. Lift and lower. Lift. So every time we get an option, a variation, we have a chance to check in and think about it. Every movement, we have the opportunity to think, how much resistance? Do I want to keep going? Do I want a little break? This will be the last one here. And then we're going to grab that band with both hands, bring ourselves upright, pull that band apart overhead, and then lean towards your extended leg, and then come back up, and then lean away from that leg. And come back up. Lean toward the leg and come back up, and lean away from the leg and come back up. A couple more. Lean over and back up and other way. Last one. Lean over and away. Great. All right. So let's bring the arms down. We can come back to knees. We can come back. You can face either way on your mat now. We're going to set the band across the middle of the mat. And then let's lower ourselves down so that the band is under our hips, our pelvis. And then we can grab onto it so that we're holding it in two hands. Palms are facing in. We're just hovering our head really close to the floor. So let's press the hips down and lift the legs up now. Toes can be pointed, legs are lifted, and they're reaching back. And then let's start to inhale and lift the chest up. And right now our arms aren't doing anything. We're just lifting the legs and lifting the chest. We'll take a breath and then we'll lower down. Then let's lift the arms up toward the ceiling. Fists are pointed inwards as the arms lift up, and then we'll lower the arms down. Again, let's lift the legs, and then we'll lift the chest, and then let's lift the arms. So everything is lifted for a breath, and then we'll lower down. Let's lift all three at the same time. Legs, arms, chest go up. Inhale, and exhale down. Let's change the breathing now. We're going to take a breath in, and then as we exhale, we're going to lift up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower. A couple more. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to lower. Last one. Exhale, everything lifts. Inhale to lower. Nice job. All right, leave the strap there and bring your hands next to chest. Push yourself up and back. Take your hips back. Curl your toes under. Make your way up to downward facing dog. Breathe in and out here. And then, can you walk your hands back towards your feet and grab your resistance band and place it under your feet. Place that resistance band under your feet. And then you can take a moment here, take a deep breath into your upper back and exhale that breath out. And then we're gonna bend the knees and lower the hips. So we're in sort of a squat position here. And we're gonna grab on to the band and we're gonna pull up, like leading with the elbows. And then we're gonna lower down. We're gonna pull up, leading with the elbows and lower down. So this is like a row. We're gonna pull up and lower down. So we're gonna pull up and lower down. Pull up and lower down. And pull up and lower down. All right, so now start to straighten your legs a little bit. So you're gonna have to loosen up your hold on the band. Let's come up to stand. Give our backs a little break. All right, so we have our feet about hip distance apart now. And we're gonna do a hip hinge. We're gonna hinge forward from the hip. We can put a little bend in the knees here. And you might hinge a little bit or you might hinge further. Try to create some support with these muscles back here. Fire up hamstrings and glutes for some support as you hinge forward here. So we're gonna start with a row like we just did. And then we're gonna tricep extend back. And then we're gonna bend in and we're gonna lower down. So if this bothers your low back, you might be a little more upright or you might need to activate those hamstrings and glutes to support the low back. So we're gonna lead with the elbows and then press back and then bend in and lower down. Lead with the elbows, press back, bend in and lower down. Lead with the elbows, press back, bend in and lower down. So those hamstrings and glutes are supporting that hinged forward upper body and lower down. Let's do 4 more. Up and back and bend and lower and up and back and bend and lower. 2 more. Elbows up, press it back, bend it in, and lower. Last one. Up and back and bend and lower. Good. Bend your knees a little bit, straighten yourself up. Nice work. All right. Step out of your resistance band and let's come to stand at the front of our mat, and we're going to put the resistance band under your forward foot, doesn't matter which foot, one foot's forward. We're going to take a big step back with the other foot. So we're coming into a lunge. So we have our feet hip distance apart. The heel is up on the back leg, ideally. We're going to bend both knees. So back knee is going to bend down, front knee is going to bend as well. Shoulders are over hips, and we're going to curl up as we do this. And then we're going to lower the arms as we straighten. So we're going to curl and lunge and lower and straighten. So let's think about pressing into that front foot for stability. Let's think about keeping ourselves upright. And if there's not enough resistance on the band, walk your hands down so that when you curl up, it's challenging. And then the band wants to pull your hands straight down, but you're going to lower slowly. So you get some resistance as those muscles lengthen. Curling up, lower down slow. Curl up, lower down slow. Curl up, lower down slow. 4 more. Curl up, lower down slow. 3 more. Curl up, lower down slow. 2 more. Curl up, lower down slow. Last one. Curl up, lower down slow. Now we're going to bend the front knee forward and straighten it. Bend the front knee forward and straighten it. You're just not doing anything with your arms right now. You're just getting a stretch into that back leg. This time we're going to bend the front knee forward, and then we're going to lean forward. And then you might need less resistance on your band because we're going to take the arms straight out to the side and lower them down. Lift them straight out to the side and lower down. Just a few of these. Straight out to the side and lower down. Straight out to the side. Just 2 more. Straight out to the side and down. Last one. Straight out to the side and down. Now, can you bring your weight onto the front foot, straighten the front leg, and lift the back leg up? You can just hold the band out to the side for a little kind of support. Press back through the heel, lengthen through your crown, and take a breath. Nice. Then bend the standing leg and swing that back leg in. All right, we're going to change legs. Place the band under the other foot. And then take a big step back with that foot that just had the band. And then lift that back heel up. So we're orienting towards the short line of our mat. And then we're going to bend both knees. So you might need a little more resistance on your band now. We're bending both knees and curling up. And then straightening the legs, lowering slowly. Pulling up as we lunge, lowering slowly. Pulling up, lunging, lowering slowly. So we can focus on our breath. We can focus on grounding through that front foot. We can focus on how this feels. Building strength, resilience, fortitude. Let's do 4 more of these. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. Good. Now just bend the front knee forward and straighten it. Bend the front knee forward and straighten it. Bend the front knee forward and straighten it. This time bend the front knee forward and we're going to lean forward. Probably put a little less resistance on the band so that we can lift the arms straight out to the side and lower down. Straight out to the side and lower down. Just a couple more like this. We already worked these muscles. Out and down. Good. Now can we bring the weight onto the front foot? Lift the back leg up. Maybe we lift it a little. Maybe we hinge forward into balancing warrior. We'll just take a breath or two here, trying to hold this balance. And then we can swing that leg down, coming up to stand. Great, we'll take the band out for the moment. Now we're gonna come into a wide stance. All right, we're gonna turn the right foot in, turn the left foot out. Let's just bend and straighten that front knee a few times. Just find a nice width in the feet. Feel that outer foot, this back outer foot planted down. All right, so we're gonna take the band, we're gonna hold it in both our hands, and we're gonna orient in the direction of this front foot with our arms out in front. And then the hand closest to your device, you're gonna pull that elbow back. And then you might need less resistance. We're gonna pull that arm straight back. We're gonna bend the elbow, and then we're gonna turn towards the short line of the mat. So we're gonna pull back and then open out and bend in and turn towards the short line of the mat. Pull back, turn towards the long line of the mat, open out, bend in and turn towards the short line. Couple more. So that front arm just stays forward and the other arm is bending and moving. Bend it back, open it out, bend it in and forward. Last one, bend it back, open it out, bend it in and forward. Great. All right, let's just hold on to your band for a moment. We're gonna bend and straighten again. And then as we bend the front knee, let's just tip over. Tip over and just put the band in this top hand. You can put your hand on your hip. We're just gonna put this bottom arm on the knee. And let's rotate the belly and chest towards the device, even maybe rotating, so you kind of feel like you're rotating a little bit up toward the ceiling. You could take that top arm and reach it up as well. Let's breathe in and out here. And then reach up with that arm, straightening that front leg. Okay, we're gonna turn the feet forward. We'll go to the other side. So left foot turns in, right foot turns out. We'll just bend and straighten a few times. Just getting a little movement into the hips here. And then take that strap, two hands, turning towards the short line of the mat, that front foot. And then the hand closer to your device, you're gonna pull it back. And then we're gonna open it back. We're gonna bend it in and turn towards the short line of the mat. Pull back, turn and open long line. Bend in, turn short line. Pull back, open out, bend in, turn. A couple more like this. Keeping everything at the height of the shoulders here. We'll pull back and open, bend in and turn. Pull back and open, bend in and turn. All right, just relax your arms. Just hold it in your back hand here and bend and straighten your front knee. This time as we bend the knee, we'll keep it bent. We'll just tip the hips over. Let this bottom arm rest on the bottom leg. We're gonna rotate the belly and chest towards the device and maybe lift this top arm up. Breathe in and out here. And with your next inhale, reach up and rise up. Great. We'll turn our feet forward. We're gonna put the resistance band behind us. We're gonna grab it kind of about right behind your legs. And you're gonna kind of pull it apart. Let's take a breath in, standing tall. Feet are parallel now. And then we're gonna hinge forward. So again, hamstrings and glutes are gonna support us here as we come to flat back. Let's continue to hinge over. Knees can soften a bit here. We're gonna pull the band apart and lift the arms up toward the ceiling. And maybe the arms can drop more forward. Let your head hang here. Breathe in and out. And then reach your hands back towards the wall behind you. Push into your feet and legs, rise up to flat back. Breathe in and out here. You're pulling the band apart. And then root down to rise all the way up. Great. We can heel into our feet together. We can just jump our feet together. Let's make our way down, excuse me, onto our mat. And we're going to lie down. We're going to continue to use this band. There's just so many ways to use the band. We're going to place it across the front of the hips. And then we're going to hold it with our hands. Hold it kind of tight to your body in your fists with your arms down on the floor. So we're going to come up into a bridge. It's not good for your neck to have your head turned when you do a bridge. So you might want to watch me first and then turn your head to look up at the ceiling to do it yourself. So you're holding the band down and you're just going to press up into that resistance into your bridge. So it might not be your highest bridge, but you might feel your contraction in the back of the legs a bit more. So take your gaze up toward the ceiling, hold the band down, push into your feet and legs and lift your hips up. So it's a little bit of work to lift your hips up because the band is holding them down, and then lower back down. So we're doing this not so much for articulation, we're doing this more for strength. Lifting up, pushing into the band, and then lowering back down. Let's do a few more like that. Pressing up into the resistance of the band, and then lowering back down. You're just looking straight up here, and just lifting up into a bridge, but there's resistance. It's hard to lift up because your hands are kind of trying to hold those hips closer to the floor. Let's do two more like this. Hopefully starting to feel it in the back of the thighs and into the glutes, muscles of the seat. Last one, we're going to press up and we're going to hold. And could you press up a little higher with your next breath? And then lower down. So now set the band aside. And this time we're going to focus a little more on spinal articulation. So can you roll your tailbone off the floor, roll your sacrum off the floor, and start to roll each individual lumbar vertebra off the floor until you just feel the back of your low ribs on the floor, and then slowly roll back out. Starting to feel each of those lower vertebrae coming down, and then let your sacrum find the ground, and then let your tail kind of roll out as if you had a long lion's tail rolling out on the floor. Let's do that again. We're going to start to lift the tailbone, start to lift the sacrum, start to curl up those lower 5 lumbar vertebrae, get to the point where the bottom of the ribs are on the floor. And then can we slowly, gradually start to lift one of those vertebrae at a time? You start to lift towards like the middle of the ribs, coming off the floor. And then you start to lift up until you feel you're coming up onto the higher part of the ribs, the weight on the shoulders. The feet can press down, the shins can press forward. We'll take a breath here. And then nice, slow, gradual articulation back down. Just trying to feel vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. So you come like to your middle of your ribs. And then you eventually make it to where your lower ribs are. And then you release those lower vertebrae as gradually as you can. And then you let your sacrum come down. And then you let your tail roll out. And take a nice deep sigh, breath in and out. All right. Last thing, we're going to take our band. We're going to place it around both the feet, maybe the balls of the feet. And then we're going to place our feet. I want your legs out straight. All right, so it's around your feet and your legs are straight and you're holding the band in your hand. So we're going to take a breath in As we exhale, we're going to lift the head and tuck the chin, and we're going to try and roll ourselves up. So you might need a little oomph this first time to roll yourself up, but the band is going to help you here. We're going to sit up nice and tall and breathe in, and then we're going to try and roll down. Start with the nice deep low belly contraction. Try to release your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and your head. Take a breath. And then lift your head, tuck your chin, knit your ribs, and try to roll yourself up. Kind of like we did when we did our articulated bridge. Ideally, that's the same feeling we're having here. We're releasing slowly, gradually, articulating as much as we can to come down, release the head and take a breath, and then lift and tuck and try to roll up as gradually as you can. Sit up tall and breathe in, and then lower yourself down. So the band can be a nice aid to make this less jerky and a little more smooth. A little help coming up. So let's do a few more of these if this is feeling good for you. If this isn't feeling good, you can do something else with the band, or you can take a little rest. So let's go. We'll go down and up one more time. Inhaling the head back, moving the ribs and rolling yourself up. This next time as we come down, we'll stay down. Great. And you can just let go of your band. Set it off to the side. All right, slide your feet in and give your knees a hug. Release your low back. You could take your knees apart if that would feel good. Breathe in and out here. Let's bring our knees in. We'll finish up with clamshell. So let's roll to the side facing our device, stacking the knees one on top of the other. Bottom arm straight out from the shoulder. Other hand palm to palm. Then we're going to bring our knees up close to our elbows. We'll take that top arm and reach it up. And then we're going to reach it back behind us, rolling chest and gaze up toward the ceiling. Try to keep those knees stacked. You can even hold it with that arm that was on the floor. And then we're going to breathe in and out here. Making sure to allow the exhale an opportunity to fully empty and release. Breathing in through the nose if you can. And you can breathe out through the nose or you can blow it out, sigh it out. Let it fully empty. One more time, in and out. Then take that arm from behind back up. Let's bring it back down on that bottom arm. And we'll just roll onto our back, roll all the way over to the other side so that that bottom arm is on the floor out in front of you. The top hand is right on top. Your knees are stacked. Bring your knees up close to your elbows now. And then take that top arm, reach it up and reach it back behind you, rolling your chest and gaze up toward the ceiling. Try to keep your knees stacked. You could hold the knees together with that one arm if you like. And then deep breaths here. So with the exhale, we have a chance to just release things that we might be holding on to in our bodies that we can let go of now. So let your exhale be a letting go of frustration and impatience and resentment and any negative thing that's just kind of in there that's not serving you. Take one more deep breath in and out. Then that arm from behind can come back up and come back down. And then we'll roll onto our back. We have a chance to do any one more thing that your body might be desiring here. And then we'll begin to transition to our final relaxation. So here's our chance to make sure we're comfortable. You might want to cover up with a blanket or put on your socks or slide a pillow or a blanket under your head. Do whatever you need to do so that when you're lying down, you'll be warm and comfortable. And then make your way to lying down with your legs extended so that they can be relaxed. You might have some support under there perhaps. Your head is comfortable. Your low back, if your low back isn't comfortable, try something under your head or a little something under your knees. Give your low back a little support. Feel the arms and legs just heavy and loose. You might wiggle them a little till they're in a good spot so that they can just relax into the floor. And just allow the body to soften and settle. We take this time now to practice not doing. Can we just drop into a place of just being? Being as we are in the here and now. No need to do anything. In our culture, we so often measure ourselves by how much we get done, how much we accomplish. And it's good to get things done. But our minds and our bodies also need times of rest to restore themselves. So we're making that time and space here now. Just be. Let the body relax. Let the facial muscles relax. Let the mind relax. This is this wonderful relationship we have with our bodies. Our bodies allow us to be strong, to do things. And now we give ourselves this gift to our bodies of just letting those muscles relax. letting the tightness and the tension melt away, kind of giving and receiving to ourselves here, caring for ourselves. Building up that fortitude that allows us the strength and courage to handle whatever comes our way. So let's begin to make our way out of our relaxation now, unless you want to stay longer, which is perfectly fine. If you're ready to come out, you can open your eyes. You can bring your feet to the floor. We can gently roll to our side and take a few moments to transition here. In this fetal position, just take a moment. And then when you're ready, you might start to make your way up to sitting. And as you find a way to sit comfortably, we might want to take a few moments just for our own personal reflection, a little time for yourself. Gratitude is the foundation for happiness. So maybe taking a few moments to think of a few things you're grateful for. With appreciation and love, thanks for being here. Peace.